Welcome back. My name's David Morgan, and you're now joining me live for the men's 70 kilogram category.
Then the lighter of the two.
This is the men
will
final.
Win.
The A group.
They are also weigh the same. Then the one who
12
comes in
competitors
first will win.
in this class. There we see the world records. Zan of China.
We are now ready to present to you the competitors in the 70 kilogram A category. And I will announce them as usual in draw order. From Algeria, Abdelmanam
interesting,
Yahoui.
Close competition.
From Belgium, Francois
The Olympic champion. Zan only managed a 317.5 total this year, which is
from Slovakia, Rudolf Lukács.
40 kilos below his best. So it'll be interesting to see if he's got his form back. The man ranked number one
Korea,
at the moment is Ergun Batmas
from
of
Hungary,
Turkey. He's shown the best form this year. But of course, this is the World Championships.
Turkey, Yasin Arslan.
This is a competition that these athletes will be peaking
also
for.
From Turkey, Ergun Batmas.
So there he is, the man ranked number one this year.
From the People's Republic of Korea, Nam Kim-yong.
Nam Kim-yong.
From Moldova,
placed third in the 92
Sergei
Olympics,
Kretu.
second in the 96.
And again from China, Wang Jianhui.
So after the presentation,
the bar is loaded.
The athletes will have gone back
loaded to
the
135 kilograms for Abdelmanam Yahoui.
Prepared themselves
from Algeria
for their first attempts.
For his first attempt, the lifted follow will be Rudolf Lukács.
So the first weight on the bar is 135 kilos. This is for Abdelmanam. So these men weighing 70 kilos, that's 154 pounds, or 11 stone. And these weights already almost at double body weight. Oh, no, well, it looked a bit heavy for a first attempt. 3 reds.
Referees.
And he really doesn't get any height on the bar.
No lift. The bar remains at 135 kilos.
He'll have to take that again.
Rudolf Lukács, Slovakia, and he'll be followed by Hakbong King, Korea.
ต่อไปนักกีฬาหมายเลข 4 รูดอล์ฟ ลูแคกจาก
Rudolf
ประเทศ
Lukács
สโลวาเกียยกครั้งที่
Slovakia
135 กิโลกรัม
Also choosing to come in at 135 kilos. But of course the world record in this class stands at 163, held by Wang Jianhui, China. He's not here. So the wide grip. And that's good.
Good lift. Weight remains 135 kilograms for Hakbong Kim, Korea, taking this for his first attempt.
So the bar stays on
ต่อไปนักกีฬา
135
หมายเลข 6 คิมฮักบอง
for the
จากประเท
Korean
ศสาธารณรัฐเกาหลี
Kim
ยกครั้ง
Hakbong
ที่ 135 กิโลกรัม
135 kilos. That's 297 pounds. Remember, the lifters have 3 attempts in the snatch, so in the jerk, the best of each attempt counts towards the total. 3 medals available, one for the snatch, one for the clean and jerk, and then the combined overall. Well, so that's 2 failures out of 3 lifts so far on 135.
Lift fail. The weight remains at 135 kilos for Popa Adrian.
He looks very relaxed.
First attempt.
I think the Koreans are going to have to wake up a bit.
Yasin Arslan, Turkey, will follow.
ต่อไปนักกีฬาหมายเลข 7 โปปาแอดเรียนจากฮังการียกครั้งที่
So
1
Popov
135 กิโลกรัม
of Hungary also choosing to come in on 135. Of course, the weightlifting works on a rising bar principle. The people starting on the lighter weights will come in first, and then of course the medalists will come in as the bar gets heavier. Oh, and that's a good solid lift.
Good lift.
Showing the others the correct way of snatching 135.
Yasin Arslan, Turkey, first attempt, 135 kilograms.
Good strong lift.
Yayawi, Algeria,
Plenty of height,
you will
plenty of
follow.
speed.
ต่อไปนักกีฬาหมายเลข 8 ยาซิน อาร์สแลนจากประเทศตุรกียกครั้งที่ 1 135 กิโลกรัม
Yasin Aslan also deciding to come in on 135. "25 years of age, lifting for Bulgaria." That's a good lift.
Good lift. 135 kilograms still remains on the bar for the second attempt for Abdelmanam Yahyaoui, Algeria. Lifted to follow him will be Akbong Kim.
ต่อไปนักกีฬาหมายเลข
Yazlan of
1
Turkey.
ยาอีฮาคิว อับเดลมานามจากประเทศอัลจีเรีย
As I said earlier,
ยกค
this
รั้ง
is
ที่ 2
this is
135
live,
กิโลกรัม
so I'm seeing this competition for the first time. Also, so the bar still remaining on 135. No.
No lift.
So he fails that for the second time.
For the second attempt.
The weight really does look heavy. It looks as if his coaches have made a mistake on his opening poundage.
ต่อไปนักกีฬาหมายเลข
So if
6
he
คิม
fails that
ฮัก
again,
ปองจากประเทศ
he'll be
สาธารณรัฐ
out of the
เกาหลี
competition.
ยกครั้งที่ 2 135 กิโลกรัม
So this man from Korea also failed on his first attempt. Looked a little bit too relaxed. So I think he just needs to wake up a bit, get up some enthusiasm. And he looks more serious this time. That's a much better lift. So he has a success on 135
3 white lights.
and 1 attempt remaining.
135 kilograms remain on the bar for Abdelmanam Yayaoui.
Pulls it high, stands
Algeria.
strong.
Third attempt. Lifted to follow will be Francois Demeur.
ต่อไปเป็นนักกีฬาหมายเลข 1 อับเดลนามาม ยาอิฮาคิวจากประเทศอัลจีเรียยกครั้งที่ 3 135 กิโลกรัม
So the bar still remaining on 135 kilograms. This is the first time we've seen this man. Doesn't seem happy. Perhaps they've got the order wrong. So I'm not quite sure what's happening here. The weight is still on 135.
Run out of time.
The athlete didn't come out and take the attempt. And of course the athletes, when following other athletes, have 1 minute to complete the lift. And that lifter was a failure by virtue of the fact that the athlete didn't manage to complete the lift in 1 minute. But there's some discussions going on here. And it looks as if perhaps the athlete was injured or...
น้ำหนักบนเวที 137.5 กิโลกรัม 137.5 กิโลกรัม
So that weight was for
137.5 kilograms. We are told that the Algerian weightlifter is finished.
So Ya Hui of Algeria, who failed with 135 on his first 2 attempts, was pulled out of the competition due to injury. And we're now looking at Francois Demure of Belgium, who's now taking his first attempt on 135. So, 22 years of age. That's the buzzer signaling he has 30 seconds to complete the lift. And no.
That lift has failed, and the weight remains on the bar for Francois Demure of Belgium. Second attempt. He has 2 minutes.
So the bar has now, the weight on the bar has now gone up to 137.5.
Francois จากเบลแกเรีย
For your information,
which is 303 pounds.
The Algerian weightlifter has no score for his third attempt because he ran out of time.
So Demure Francois
of Algeria
failed with his first attempt on 137.5,
ran out of time on
and he's now having to repeat 137.5 because none of the other athletes
failed, and he is now taking it
won
again, and he has 2 minutes.
137.5. So because he's following himself, he gets 2 minutes.
ต่อไปเป็นนักกีฬาหมายเลข 2 ฟรานโคอิสจากประเทศเบลเยียมยกครั้งที่ 2
And now we've got an opportunity to have a look at the warm-up room. 110 kilos on the bar. These athletes will warm up to within about 5 kilos of their opening poundage. Warm up, of course, an ideal opportunity to make sure that they put the right opening poundages in
Each
at the weigh-in.
competitor has 1 minute from the time he's called.
And he went.
Until he lifts the weight.
So this is Francois Demure.
2 minutes if he follows himself.
Failed on his first attempt at 137.5. Now taking it again on his second. So needs this. Pulled it short on the first one. And that looks good. Needs to get his feet in line. Well, still pulled it short, but nevertheless,
that lift is good.
Successful lift.
น้ำหนักบนเวที140กิโลกรัม140กิโลกรัมค่ะ
for
The
Demir.
bar is being loaded to 140 kilos for Sergei Kretu, Moldova. First attempt. He will be followed by Rudolf Lukács.
So the bar now going to 140 kilos for Sergei Kletu
ยกครั้งที่1 140
of
กิโลก
Moldavia.
รัม
So 140 kilos. This is 308 pounds. Still way below the world record, which stands at 163. Of course, the potential medalists still warming up, waiting for the bar to get to 150 or even more than 150 kilos. So that's a failure.
That is a no lift, but the weight
Serge
remains at 140 kilograms for Rudolf Lukács, Slovakia, second attempt. He will be followed by Adrian Popa.
ต่อ
So
ไปนักกีฬาหมายเลข4รูดอฟจาก
man on stage now, Rudolf
ประเทศสโลวา
Lukács,
เกีย
already successful on
ยกครั้งที่2
135.
140กิโลกรัม
It's quite a long wait, but the bar is now loaded to the weight that he wants for his second attempt, 140 kilos. Still 4 athletes to start. Needs to steady. And a shaky but good lift.
Good lift.
He seems happy.
And still 140 kilos for the second attempt for Popa Adrian, Hungary. He will then be followed by Yasin Arslan, Turkey.
ต่อไปเป็นนักกีฬาหมายเลข7โปป้าแอดเรียนจากประเทศฮังการียกครั้งที่2 140กิโลกรัม
Of Hungary. Had a very strong success, if you remember, with his first snatch on 135. So now he is also taking 140 for his second. Oh, well, the pull was very strong, but the technique not so good. So we'll have to take that again.
No lift. And 140 still on the bar. And this is the second attempt for Arslan Yasin, Turkey.
Of course, weightlifting not just about being
ต่อไปนักกีฬาหมายเล
strong,
ข8อาร์สเลนยาซินจากประเทศตุรกียกครั้งที่2
It's about getting the
140
body
กิโลกรัม
Sergei Kretu to follow.
to pull at the right time, sit under in the right position. Concentration, technique, very important. And that looks good. Well, waiting for the down signal. Sound as if the referees
The three referees passed it. Good lift.
didn't get the buzzer,
And
but
it's 140 kilos
it's a good
for the second
second attempt.
for Sergei
Seeing it there from the overhead
Kretu,
position.
Moldova, and to be followed by Hakbong King.
So remember, these men are
Korea.
weighing 11 stone.
ต่อไป
The
นัก
weight
กีฬา
on the
หมาย
bar
เล
now
ข11เซอร์เกย์เครทู
is
จากประเทศ
exactly 22
มอลโด
stone.
วายกครั้งที่2 140กิโล
So
กรั
they're
ม
now lifting double body weight. 140 kilos, that's double body weight. Needs to steady, no. And if you look at that snatch again on the slow motion, if you notice the
Still 140
athlete's head
kilograms.
was down,
This
which put the
time
balance
for Hakpong
forward.
Kim of Korea.
Head down.
Third and final attempt on the snatch. He'll be followed by Popa Adrian, Hungary.
So he's
ต่อไป
failed
เป็นนักกีฬาหมายเลข
on
6 คิม
40.
ฮักบองจากประเทศสาธารณรัฐเกาหลี ยกครั้งที่ 3 140 กิโลกรัม
So still on 140. Remember, this man failed first with 35, then was successful. So this is his third and final lift. He was a bit relaxed on his first, got it right on the second, and then this is his opportunity to increase another 5 to take over into the clean and jerk, which he doesn't manage, so he has to be satisfied with 135, and he now goes backstage and
Now
waits to see what the others can do.
Popa Adrian of Hungary will take 140 kilograms. Kretu to follow.
So,
ต่อไปนักกีฬาหมายเลข
Adrian
7
Popa,
โปปาแอดเรียนจากประเทศฮังการี
Hungarian.
ยกครั้
Very
งที่
strong
3
first attempt on
140 กิโลกรัม
135. Didn't get the technique quite right on 140, although there was lots of power there. So let's see if he's learned from his mistake and can get it right this time. So the weight on the bar now twice as heavy as these men weigh. No. So he didn't learn from his first mistake.
No lift.
So he also has to be happy
Still
with
140 kilos.
135. Still 4 athletes haven't started.
So the lifter called now will be Sergei Kretu, Moldova. Third attempt, 140 kilos.
So this is now a
Francois
pressure lift.
Demeur will follow him.
หมายเลข 11 เกรทูจากประเท
Kretu
ศ
has already failed
โมโด
twice
วายกครั้งที่
with
3
140.
140 กิโลกรัม
Failure with this would put him out of the overall competition. So this is a very important lift. Really needs to get the technique right, which he doesn't. So he goes out of the snatch competition. But of course, remember, there are individual medals for the snatch,
น้ำหนัก
clean
บน
and
เว
jerk
ที
and total.
142.5 กิโลกรัม 142.5 กิโลกรัม
He
ค่ะ
may or may not choose to carry on.
Bar is now being increased to 142.5 kilograms. The weight call for the third and final attempt for Francois Demeur from Belgium. The lifter to follow will be Rudolf Lukács, Slovakia.
ต่อไปเป็นหมายเลข 2 ฟรานโคอิสจากประเทศเบลเยียม ยกครั้งที่ 3 142.5 กิโลกรัม
So 142.5 for Francois Demeur on his third and final attempt. This will put him into the lead, but of course still 4 athletes not started. Taking his time to get his grip. And no. So he too, he's going to have to be satisfied with his opening poundage of 137.
The bar
1.5.
remains at 142.5 kilos. This time for Rudolf Lukács, Slovakia. His last attempt, he'll be followed by Arslan.
ต่อไปเป็นหมายเลข 4 รูดอล์ฟ ลูคักจากประเทศสโลวาเกีย
This is
ยกครั้งที่
Rudolf
3
Lukács,
142.5
already
กิ
succeeded
โลกรัม
on 135 and 140. So this is his third and final, which will put him into the lead at this stage. Bit of tap dancing there. Makes it slightly more entertaining. Can he snatch this weight? No. So he stays on 140 kilos.
Weight remains for the last attempt for Yasin Arslan of Turkey with 142.5 kilograms.
ต่อไปเป็นนักกีฬาหมายเลข 8 ยาซิน อาร์สแลนจากตุรกียกครั้งที่ 3 142.5
Young
กิโลกรั
Turkish
ม
lifter. Only 19 years of age. So still a junior. Already been successful on 140. Now we're going for 142.5. Last attempt. And that's a perfect lift. 3 identical snatches. So Yasin Aslan of Turkey
150 กิโลกรัมค่ะ
probably won't be in the medals this year, but at 19 years of age,
and it'll be the first
definitely a man to watch in the future.
Of Turkey. He will then be followed by Zlatan Vanev.
So the next lifter on the
ต่อไปเป็น
stage
นักกีฬาห
will
มายเลข
be
9 Ergan
Ergan
Batmaz จากประเทศตุรกี
Batmaz
ยกครั้งที่ 1 150 กิโลกรัม
And there's a look at the Olympic champion warming up. Hasn't done very much since the Olympics. The man on stage, Ergan Batmaz, has never won. He's managed to place second in the World Championships, but this is 150 kilos. That's 330 pounds for his first attempt. Well, not the best of lifts, but it's good enough.
Good lift.
น้ำหนักบนเวที 152.5 กิโลกรัม
So that's 150 kilos for
152.5 กิโลกรัม
Ergan
ค่ะ
Batmaz.
152.5 kilograms.
He has a
being
best
placed on the
total
bar
of
for the first
347.5 this year,
attempt for Zlatan Vanev, Bulgaria.
which puts him number 1 in the
He'll be
rankings.
followed by Wang Jionghui.
But of course, this is the
ต่อไปเป็นนักกีฬาหมายเลข 3
World
สลา
Championship
ตัน
since
แวน
the
เนฟจากประเทศบัลแกเรีย
Olympic Games.
ยกครั้งที่ 1 152.5 กิโลกรัม
So the bar on 150 kilos for the Bulgarian Zlatan Vanev. Chinese Olympic champion, and the Korean still to open. Looks good.
A good lift, 3 white lights, but the bar remains the same for the first attempt for Wang Jionghui of China, 152.5 kilograms. Zhang Zhugang will follow him.
ต่อไปเป็นนัก
So
กี
the
ฬาหมายเล
Bulgarian
ข
in the lead.
12 หวันเจียงฮุยจากประเทศจีนยกครั้งที่ 1 152.5 กิโลกรัม
And we're now seeing Wan Shui.
He's won 3 gold medals
Wan
in
Shui
World Championships.
is the world record holder on this lift with 163 kilos. The Chinese lifter. That looks good. Perfect technique. So it should be.
Good lift.
น้ำหนักบนเวที
So the world record holder
155 กิโลกรัม
goes into the
155
lead
กิโลกรัมค่ะ
with
155 kilograms
152.
on the bar for.
In fact, no, that puts him into second place because the Bulgarian
He will be followed
Zlatan
by Kim
is
Myong-nam, People's Republic of
lighter.
Korea.
ต่อไปเป็นนักกีฬาหมายเลข 5 ซานซูกังจากประเทศจีนยกครั้งที่ 1 155 กิโลกรัม
This man on stage, is the Olympic champion.
Holder of the world record on the jerk.
Holds the world record on the jerk and total, and is opening here on 155, which will put him into the lead. So, this for the lead, and no. Well, he's unsuccessful with that. Has only managed a total of 317.5 since the Olympic Games.
155 kilos.
Managed a snatch of 162.5 kilos at the Olympic Games. So this is this lift should be well within him.
ต่อไปนักกีฬาหมายเลข 10 คิมยองนัมจากสาธารณรัฐประชาธิปไตยประชาชนเกาหลียกครั้งที่ 155 กิโลกรัม
So the man on stage now, Kim Myong Nam.
Holds 14 medals, which is one at World Championships, and 3 of those being at senior level.
So 155 for his first attempt. And this will put him straight into the lead. And there it is. So, the man to chase.
And a good lift.
Kim Myong Nam, straight into the lead with 155 kilos.
This time for the second attempt for Ergan Batmaz of Turkey.
ต่อไปนักกีฬาหมายเลข 9 เออร์กัน บัตมัส จากประเทศตุรกี ยกครั้งที่ 2
Batmaz
155 กิโล
already
กรัม
succeeded with a shaky 150 kilos. Now coming in with 155.
Has won in the past 2 silver medals and 3 bronze in the World Championships.
Important lift. So we'll put him into second place at the moment, behind Kim, because Kim is slightly lighter. And no. So he has one more.
Same weight, 155 kilograms for Wan Juanhui of China for his second attempt. He is the holder of the current world record with a lift of 163 kilos.
ต่อไปเป็นนักกีฬาหมายเลข 12 หวังเจียงฮุย จากประเทศจีน เจ้าของสถิติโลกในท่านี้ ยกครั้งที่ 2 155 กิโลกรัม
This is interesting. This is the world record holder, taking the minimum jump of 2.5 kilos. Perhaps a tactical move here. Coach is shouting instructions from the sidelines. And it's another good lift. So 2 athletes successful with 155.
Still 155 kilos.
One.
His colleague from China. Second attempt.
China and the Korean.
ต่อไปนักกีฬาหมายเลข 5 ซานซูกัง จากประเทศจีน ยกครั้งที่
So the Olympic champion
155 กิโลกรัม
failed with his first attempt.
Batmaz of Turkey to follow.
Needs this. Now, needs to pull long. She doesn't. So the Olympic champion, after 2 lifts, in trouble.
No lift.
He has 1 lift remaining.
But the weight remains at 155
And
kilos.
a third
for the
failure
third and final attempt
will mean that the Olympic
for
champion
Ergan
will be
Batmaz
out
of Turkey.
with nothing.
Zanzugan you will follow.
ต่อไปเป็นนักกีฬาหมายเลข 9 เออร์กัน บัตมัส จากประเทศตุรกี ยกครั้งที่ 3 155 กิโลกรัม
So Batmaz. Shaky first on 150. Wasn't really very close on his second with this lift. But let's see if he can pull it out on his third. No. So he has to be satisfied
Lift fail.
with
Still
150 kilos
for the third and the final attempt for Zhugang Zhang, China. Banev of Bulgaria will follow him.
Just doesn't pull it high enough there.
ต่อไปเป็นนักกีฬาหมายเลข 5 ซานซูกัง จากประเทศจีน ยกครั้งที่ 3 155 กิโลกรัม
No, China, Bulgaria. China. China.
Correction, loaders.
So there's a real
Load the
น้ำหนั
bar
กบน
to
เวที 157.5
Strategic
กิโลกรัม 157.5
competition going on now. Athletes changing weights. That's the Bulgarian that we're looking at the moment. It looks as if he's going to be
bar is
the next
loaded
man
to
out.
157.5.
Okay,
for
yes, the
Zlatan
bar's loading at
Banev, Bulgaria,
157.5.
second attempt. Kim to follow.
Now a success at this lift
หมายเลข 3
will
จาก
put
บัล
him
แกเรี
into the
ย
lead.
ยกครั้งที่ 2 157.5
At the moment,
กิโลกรัม
the Korean is leading by virtue of lighter body weight, but this lift will put the Bulgarian straight into first place. And it looks good. So the Bulgarian takes the lead,
That was a good lift.
and the Olympic champion has obviously
Still
opted not to take
157.5
155.
kilograms for Kim Myong-nam, People's Republic of Korea, second
The
attempt.
Bulgarian looks very
Wang
strong.
Jianhui, China, will follow him.
So that's
ต่อไปนักกีฬาหมายเลข 10
157.5 kilograms.
จากประเทศสาธารณรัฐประชาธิปไตยประชาชนเกาหลี
The Bulgarian
ยกครั้งที่
Zlatan
2
takes the lead.
157.5 กิโลกรัม
So now we have King, Mayon, also taking 157.5. This will put him into second place. Now he has exactly the same body weight as the Bulgarian, but he had a higher number on the draw, which means that the Bulgarian will remain in the lead even if Kim is successful with this lift. Well, he fails it anyway.
No lift. Weight remains at 157.5 kilograms. This time for Jianghui Wan, China, third and final attempt. Zhan Zhugang will follow.
ต่อไปนักกีฬาหมายเลข 12 หวังเจียงฮุย จากประเทศจีน ยกค
So
รั้งที่ 3 157.5
World record holder, successful on 152,
One, the holder
Successful
of the world record with 163.
on 100.
Coming in for his final attempt
55.
with 157.5.
Now taking 157.5. Now he is actually lighter than the Bulgarian, weighing in at 69.65, the Bulgarian weighing in at 69.7. So a success at this lift will actually put the world record holder into the lead. So very, very close competition here. So a pressure lift. This for the lead. But of course the Bulgarian still has one lift remaining. And no.
no lift.
So he's in second place at the moment, finishes on
Now is the
155.
turn of Zhang Zugang, China, third attempt, 157.5. Failed twice with 155, coming in with 157.5.
Okay,
Kim to follow.
now the Olympic champion failed twice on 155, has decided to go up to 157. Success will put him right back into the competition. Failure will mean that he'll have no chance of taking a medal in the total. And he has to hold, but that shows why he's Olympic champion. 2 failures on 155, increases the bar to 157
Still the bar
and succeeds.
157.
So there you are with 1 lift, straight back into the competition.
Third and final attempt for Kim Myung-nam, People's Republic of Korea. Lifted to follow him will be Vanev, Bulgaria.
ต่อไปเป็นนักกีฬาหมายเลข 10 คิมยองนำจากประเทศสาธารณรัฐประชาธิปไตยประชาชนเกาหลียกครั้งที่ 3 157.5 กิโลกรัม
So just 2 lifters remaining, this man and the Bulgarian. So, last attempt, and no. So he'll have to be satisfied with 155.
น้ำหนักบนเวที 160 กิโลกรัม 160
It's
กิโล
now
ก
up to the
รัม
Bulgarian to increase his
160
lead.
kilos being placed on the barbell for Vanev of Bulgaria for his final attempt.
ต่อไปเป็นนักกีฬาหมายเลข 3 วาเนฟจากประเทศบูการียกครั้งที่ 3
So the Bulgarian already won the gold with 157.5. Now coming out in 160, just 3 kilos below the world record to increase his lead further. And of course, success in this lift would mean that he'll have 160 to take over into the clean and jerk and to go towards the total. And he's got it, yes, there it is, 160 kilos, so he increases his lead.
He has 3 white lights, a good lift.
So the Bulgarian
That completes
takes
the
first.
snatch section. The jerk will start
The
in
Chinese
5
lifter,
minutes time
the Olympic champion,
while they are
Zhang,
warming up for the jerk.
takes second.
5 minutes.
And perhaps we'll have confirmation
สิ้น
of
สุ
the
ดการ
results
แข่ง
coming
ขั
up.
นในท่า Snatch ค่ะ เราจะพัก 5 นาที แล้วจะเริ่มการแข่งขันอีกครั้งในท่า Clean and Jerk.
So the Olympic champion in second place at this stage, 2.5 kilos behind the Bulgarian. But remember that the Olympic champion holds the world record on the clean and jerk at 195. So he's still very much in this competition. So a look at the warm-up room there. There's Ergen Batmas with 100 kilos on the bar, just preparing himself for the clean and jerk. Always a short break between the snatch and the clean and jerk, just to give the athletes time to warm up. Again, the athletes will warm up to within 5 or 10 kilos of their opening poundages. There'll be a board somewhere in the warm-up room with the opening poundages of each athlete, so the coaches will be able to look at the board and assess how many attempts there are before. And there's the results from the snatch. First place, the Bulgarian with 160. Second place, the Olympic champion with 157.5. And in third place, the world record holder with 155. Okay, so we're just waiting for them to change the board, for the athletes to warm up, and then we'll be going into the second phase of the competition, which is of course the clean and jerk. That mat's still warming up. Of course, the clean and jerk is the movement where the bigger lifts are made. Okay, we're going to take a break, but we'll be back with more action, so please stay with us.
Set your own rules. Be your own judge. Forget the stopwatch. There are no restraints. This is a free ride.
Tuesday at 8 CET, the Swatch Free Ride on Eurosport. 16 clubs are left in the UEFA Cup, but by the time Tuesday night's over, there'll only be 8. 8 clubs on the road to glory. The other 8, well, let's just say they'll have a chance to concentrate on their domestic leagues. Atletico Madrid versus Croatia Zagreb is live. After a 1-1 draw in the first leg, it'll be tight, very tight. Then there are highlights of 2 other blinders, Inter Milan versus Strasbourg and Spartak Moscow versus Karlsruhe. For Euro action, check out Euro Cups on Eurosport. Atletico versus Zagreb live at 9:30 CET, 8:30 UK, with the highlights of Inter Strasbourg and Spartak Karlsruhe at 11:30 CET, 10:30 UK. A second highlight show is on Thursday night at 11 CET, 10 UK on Eurosport.
With Konica
And Clarion.
Okay, welcome back. You're watching the 70 kilo class of the men's World Weightlifting Championships. And we're just waiting for the men to warm up and start the second phase of the competition. So we're just going to have a look, I think, in a moment, at the replay of some of the snatches we saw earlier. All these men are warming up. So 120 kilos on that bar. I'm just looking at the start list. Right, I think we're going to go, yes, we're going to go back for a replay of the winner in the snatch. Bar is 160 kilos for the Bulgarian. Remember, already succeeded with 157.5. And this lift just 3 kilos below the world record.
All officials, please, at your stations. We are ready to start. Yes, 3 white lights. A good lift.
So 3 successful lifts
That completes
and a
the
snatch of
snatch
160
section.
kilos for the Bulgarian to take over
Turk will start in
into
5
the
minutes' time,
second
while they
phase
are
of the
warming up
competition.
for the jerk. 5 minutes. Turkey.
ต่อไปเป็นนักกีฬาหมายเลข 8 ยาซิน
So we're back
อาร์สแลน
live.
จากประเทศตุรกียกครั้งที่
And we're
165
looking
กิโลกรั
at
ม
the youngster from Turkey.
The lifter to follow, Arslan, will be Abdelmanam Yaihawi of Algeria.
So Yazin Arslan successful with 3 snatches, 135, 140, 142.5. Coming in here for his first clean and jerk. Young lifter, lots of potential. Still a junior. Coming in here with 165 kilograms. So this is the clean and jerk, the 2-phase lift where the heavier weights are lifted. The bar is taken first to the shoulder. And then there's a short pause before the athlete drives it overhead. That's a nice solid opener there for Yazin.
That was a good lift.
น้ำหนักบนเวที 167.5 กิโลกรัม 167.5 กิโลกรัม
So he now has a total of 317.5 kilos,
kilograms being loaded.
but still 2 lifts to go.
Arslan Yasin, Turkey, second attempt.
หมาย
Lifter to follow will be Yaihawi, Algeria.
And that's
But first
Francois.
it's Yasin Arslan of Turkey. He has 2 minutes.
ต่อไปเป็นนักกีฬาหมายเลข 8 ยา
Olympic
ซิน
champion warming up
อาร์
there.
สแลนจากประเทศตุรกียกครั้งที่ 2
Of course, he won't be coming in until
167.5 กิโล
much
กรัม
later in the competition. Holds a world record at 195 kilos. So he'll be warming up much later. So they're still deciding who is the next man on stage. If it's this man from Turkey, Yazin, you'll have 2 minutes
น้ำหนักบนเวที 170 กิโลกรัม
because he's
170
following
กิโลกรัม
himself.
ค่ะ
170 kilos now being put on the bar for Yahoui of Algeria.
So the Olympic champion sitting there on the left,
ต่อ
relaxed.
ไปเป็นนักกีฬาหมายเลข
Now with his first 2 snatches and then increased the weight and succeeded,
ยกครั้งที่ 170 กิโลกรัม
just to show what a true champion he is.
The
And of
bar
course his
is
best
ready.
lift to come.
170 kilos on the bar for Abdelmanam Yahoui of Algeria. The lifter to follow will be Francois Demeur.
So there seems to be a bit of confusion as to who is the next lifter, because this is Francois Demeur and, well, time up. This was the man who was confused in the snatch, and one wonders if
now has retired.
so we've now been told that the Algerian
170 kilos for
Abdelmanam,
Francois
who you
Demeur
remember
from Belgium, first
failed all his
attempt.
snatches, has retired.
ต่อไปเป็นนักกีฬาหมายเลข 2
So he's not going to bother
จากประเทศเบลเยียม
with any of his
ยก
clean
ครั้
and
งที่
jerks.
170 กิโลกรัม
So the man on stage finally is Francois Demeur, coming in with 170 kilos for his first clean and jerk. So remember, these men weigh 70 kilos. This is 100 kilos over his body weight. So So you can begin to appreciate how powerful these men are. Cleans, has to stand up. Now, the jerk. It looks good, very solid jerk. Gets the feet in line. So that's 170 to go along with his 137.5 snatch.
And the weight remains at
So he now
170
has
kilograms
a total of
for Sergei
307.5.
Petru, Moldova.
And of course,
First
2 lifts to go.
attempt.
ต่อไปเป็นนักกีฬาหมายเลข 11
A hard clean,
Lifted to follow will
but very
be
solid second phase
Yasin
of the
Arslan.
lift.
จากประเทศโมโดวายกครั้งที่ 170 กิโลกรัม
So Sergei Cretu failed to make a snatch, but has decided to continue in the clean and jerk. So he can't make a total. And to be honest, I don't think he's got a chance of getting a medal on the clean and jerk either, but deciding to carry on anyway. And at least get one good lift in the competition, which he does.
Good lift. The same weight for the second attempt for Yasin Arslan, Turkey. Lifted to follow will be Rudolf Lukac.
ต่อไปเป็นนักกีฬาหมายเลข 8 ยาซิน อาร์สแลนจากประเทศตุรกี ยกครั้งที่ 2 170 กิโลกรัม
So the bar's still at 170. This is the second attempt of the young Turk. Hasn't missed a lift. 3 snatches, 1 jerk. This is his second attempt on 170. And very consistent so far. Nice technique. Yep, perfect again. Very consistent young lifter. Definitely shows a lot of promise for the
น้ำ
future.
หนักบนเวที 172.5
So he
กิโล
now
กรัม
goes into the
172.5
lead
กิโลกรัม
with a total of
Bar is being loaded to
312.5 kilos.
172.5 kilograms for the first attempt for Rudolf Lukac, Slovakia.
A very nice lift.
Demir will follow.
ต่อไปเป็นนักกีฬาหมายเลข 4 รูดอฟ ลูคักจากประเทศสโลวาเกีย ยกครั้งที่ 172.5 กิโลกรัม
So Rudolf Lukac, this is the first time we've seen him on the clean and jerk, opening on a new weight of 172.5, succeeded with 140 in the snatch. So at this point, this will put him in second place behind the young Turk, but of course the big boys haven't started yet. Needs to keep those elbows up in that low squat position. The elbows mustn't touch the knees, otherwise it's an infringement on the rules. But it looks good. Oh.
Good lift.
Oh, looks like he may have injured himself.
3 white lights and a good lift.
And looks as if he's got some cramp. Most of these athletes will be training at 4 or 5 kilos overweight, and they'll spend the last couple of days dehydrating to make the weight class. So cramping can sometimes be a problem, but he looks okay. See it again in the slow-mo.
Still 172.5 kilos for Francois Demir of Belgium, second attempt. He will be followed by Yasin Arslan.
And that's
ต่อไปเป็นนักกีฬาหมายเลข
hard,
2 ฟราน
solid
ซิส
lift.
เดมอร์จากประเทศเบลเยียม ยกครั้งที่ 2 172.5 กิโลกรัม
So, Francois Demir also taking 172.5 for his second. needs to keep the elbows up and stand, and which he does. Legs need to be very strong to stand up from that low squat position. And doesn't have any problem at all with the second phase. So that gives him 310.
Majority vote.
2-to-1 decision.
The bar remains at 172.5 kilograms.
Just allowed the elbows to drop a little bit there in the clean. One of the referees gave him a red light. I would suspect that was for possibly the elbows touching the knee. But the other two judges were happy, so 2-to-1 decision. So the final attempt for the young Turk already succeeded with all 5 lifts. So a success with this will mean that he'll have had a very good day indeed. All his lifts so far have been carbon copies of each other. He needs to stand, and well, 5 out of 6 lifts, still a good day. And his technique not letting him down there. It's just a lack of strength in the legs. So he finishes with a total of 312.5.
The lifter to follow will be Francois Demeur.
ต่อไปเป็นนักกีฬาหมายเลข 11 สเกเครตู จากประเทศโมโดวา ยกครั้งที่ 2 175 กิโลกรัม
So the bar now at 175 kilos for the second attempt of Sergi Kruto. Failed to make a snatch. Was successful with his first clean and jerk on 170. Now taking 175 for his second. Looks better. Now, needs to drive that bar overhead, which he does. It's a good lift.
Good lift. And the same weight, 175 kilograms for Francois Demeur of Belgium for his third and final attempt. Popa Adrian, Hungary will follow.
ต่อไปเป็นนักกีฬาหมายเลข 2 ฟรานโคส เดเมอร์ จากประเทศเบลเยียม ยกครั้งที่ 3 175 กิโลกรัม
So Demeur, Francois, or the Hungarian. If the Hungarian is taking this lift for his first, he will come out before Demeur Francois.
We are now told that Demeur has retired from the competition.
Right.
น้ำหนักบนเวที
So Demeur has decided to
177.5 กิโลกรัม
leave it at 172.5. So he has 310 total. So
177.5
and the bar goes up to 177.5 for the Hungarian. His first attempt.
ต่อไปนักกีฬาหมายเลข 7 โปปา เอเดรียน จากประเทศฮังการี ยกครั้งที่ 1 177.5 กิโลกรัม
So just signaling to the judge there that his arms don't lock properly. Snatched 135. Oh, very strong. Ah, yes, and just you look at that right arm. Perhaps he's had an injury there, or
good lift. Same weight.
So that's a good lift. That's 177.5 for the Hungarian.
Lukács, Slovakia, second attempt. The lifter to follow him will be Cretu.
Very strong lifter.
ต่อไปนักกีฬาหมายเลข 4 รูดอฟ ลูคักจากประเทศสโลวาเกียยกครั้งที่ 2 177.5 กิโลกรัม
So the bar remaining on 177.5 kilo for Rudolf Lukács. Remember, he cramped after his first attempt on 172.5. So that's probably going to be in the back of his mind. He's going to have to work hard for this one. He needs to keep the elbows high in the first phase of the lift. Which he does, but no. So he fails with his second on 177.5.
For his third attempt, Rudolf Lukács, Slovakia, 177.5.
I guess that he would take that again on his third.
He has 2 minutes.
ต่อไปเป็นนักกีฬาหมายเลข 4 รูดอฟ
No, he has to follow himself because nobody else wants 177.5. So Rudolf
Sergei Cretu has moved up, so the next lifter will be Hakbong Kim of Korea. That is following Rudolf Lukács.
So there's another glimpse of the Olympic champion. Still warming up.
Lukács competed in the Olympic Games in 1996.
Has a best clean and jerk of 195 kilos. Snatched 157. So
and his best placing in the senior world
still in there with a real
19.
chance of winning. Now waiting to see the next weight on the bar. And I think it's staying at 177.5 for Rudolf.
Lukács, 177.5.
So yes, he's following himself.
Kim, please prepare.
This
You will follow.
will be his third and final attempt. Succeeded with 172.5. Failed quite badly on his second with this. So now attempting the same 177.5 for his third and final lift. No, it's just too heavy. So he finishes with 140 and
น้ำหนักบนเวที
172.5.
180 กิโลกรัม 180 กิโลกรัม
Bar keeps going up, and now it's at 180 kilograms. And it will be the first attempt for Hakbong Kim of Korea. He'll be followed by
So the bar now
Turkey.
going up to
First attempt
180
for Kim.
kilos. That's 396 pounds.
นักกีฬาหมายเลข 6 คิม
And this is
ฮ
for
อก
Kim,
จากประเทศสาธารณ
Korea.
รัฐเกาหลียกครั้งที่ 180 กิโลกรัม
Rather disappointing snatch. Only managed with 135. But here coming in with 180 kilos. This is 110 kilograms over his own body weight. He looks much better in this lift than he did in the snatch. And that's a good lift on 180 kilos.
Good lift.
For Kim.
And the same weight, 180 kilos, for Ergun Batmaz, Turkey, for his first attempt.
Yes, Kim looks much stronger in the clean and jerk than the snatch.
Will be Sergei Cretu.
ต่อไปเป็นนักกีฬาหมายเลข 9 เออร์กัน บัตมัสจากประเทศตุรกี
Normally watch it in slow motion, they speeded that one up. Oh, that was a super fast lift.
He's won 2 silvers at senior level in World Championships.
Okay, so the bar still remaining on 180 kilos for Ergun Batmaz. Remember, he was successful with 150 kilos in the snatch. And although he had the highest ranking this year so far, I don't think he's going to be able to lift him up. Oh. Well, it's a good clean. And jerks it well. So he now has the lead with 330 kilos on the total. That's the 150 and 180.
Moldova, taking 180 kilograms for his 3rd attempt.
ต่อไปเป็นนักกีฬาหมายเลข 11 เซอร์ไกเครตูจากประเทศโมโดวายกครั้งที่ 3 180 กิโลกรัม
Batmaz is a very good technician.
Popa Adrian, Hungary, will follow.
So this is the final attempt for Serge Cretu. Missed all 3 snatches, but he seems to be doing better in the clean and jerk. Already had 2 successes. Needs to stand, which he does. And jerks well. So he finishes on 180 kilos.
Good lift.
And says,
น้ำหนักบนเวที
Why couldn't I have done that on the snatch?
182.5 กิโลกรัม 182.5 กิโลกรัมครับ
Popa Adrian, Hungary, taking 182.5 for his 2nd attempt. King Myung-nam.
So the bar now being loaded to 182.5 kilos. That's 402 pounds.
182.5 กิโลกรัม
For the 2nd attempt of the Hungarian. Adrian Popper, very strong lifter. But lacks technique. So
That lift is
failure
failed,
on
and he will take
182.
it once again for his 3rd attempt. Popa Adrian, 182.5.
Very strong in the first phase.
Lifted
Stands from that low squat position.
Myung-nam.
ต่อไปเป็นนักกีฬาหมาย
Just
เลข 7
not quite able to
จากประเทศฮังการี
fix
ยกครั้งที่ 3 ครั้งสุด
hold
ท้าย
weight overhead.
182.5 กิโลกรัม
As he is following himself, he is permitted
So
2
he'll
minutes in
be
which
given
to recover.
2 minutes break now because he's following himself. The bar will remain at 182. And just in the warm-up room there, we're looking at the leader
Popa
after
Adrian
the
was
snatch.
5th in the Olympic Games in 1996.
Bulgarian Zlatan,
And
if
year
you remember, was
previous to that, he
successful
was 8th in the senior
with
world
160 kilos on the snatch.
jobban elkapni a felállást. Nem maradjon elő, mert akkor igazítani kell.
The man on stage now
Mindenféle fájdalma, minden.
is the Hungarian, coming out on 182.5 kilos for his 3rd and final lift of the day. Cleaned it well on his first, was just unable to complete the 2nd phase of the lift. So let's see if he can do a bit better this time. Using the hook grip, that's where the athlete wraps the fingers over the thumb. Cleans well. Now, this is the phase. And no. So he finishes on 177.5.
น้ำหนักบนเวที 185 กิโลกรัม 185 กิโลกรัม
185 kilos being put on the bar for the first attempt from Myungnam Kim, People's Republic of Korea.
So the bar is now being loaded to
the Olympic Games and followed this
185 kilos.
1996.
ต่อไปเป็นนักกีฬาหมายเลข
Kim
10 คิมยองนำจากประเทศสาธารณรัฐประชาธิปไตยประชาชนเกาหลียกครั้งที่ 185 กิโลกรัม
Kim managed second place in Atlanta.
Kim Myung-nam called.
So 185 kilos for Kim's first attempt. Kim in fourth place at the moment. So he really needs to do well in this lift.
No lift. And the same
So
weight
that was a
remains
failure on
the bar
185.
for Wan Yangtui of China, first attempt, 185.
This man doesn't look happy today.
ต่อไปเป็นนักกีฬาหมายเลข 12 หวานเจียนฮุยจากประเทศจีนยกครั้งที่ 185 กิโลกรัม
So the Chinese world record holder in the snatch now coming in on 185 kilos also in his first attempt. Standing in third place at the moment with a snatch of 155. Bulgarian and the other Chinese lifter still to make opening lifts. Needs to hold, needs to hang on, which he does just.
Good lift, majority vote, 2-1.
So he now goes into the lead
Has come down to 185, so he will be the next
with
lifter. 185
340 kilo total.
for Hakbong Kim, Korea. Second attempt, Batmans will follow him.
ต่อไปเป็นนักกีฬาหมายเลข 6 คิมฮักบองจากประเทศ
The
สา
bar
ธารณรัฐเกาหลียกครั้งที่
now
2
goes to, well, stays at 185 for the Korean Kim Hak-bong. £407 on that bar. £115 kilos more than the lifter weighs. Cleans well. Now the second phase. Needs to drive the bar straight over to the head in one movement, which he does. Get his feet in line, and it looks good.
Good lift.
And it was good. Referees were happy.
Finally, 185 kilograms.
So he now has a
Kim
total
Myung-nam,
of
People's Republic of Korea.
320.
Second attempt. Vanef will follow him.
ต่อไปเป็นนักกีฬาหมายเลข 10 คิมยองนำจากประเทศสาธารณรัฐประชาธิปไตยประชาชนเกาหลี
And the bar remains on 185 for
185 กิ
Kim
โลกรัม
of Korea. Remember, fourth place after the snatch. Needs this for a total.
At one time held the world
Fell
record
badly with his first attempt.
in snatch, jerk and total.
So, Kim. And something's definitely wrong with this man today. I don't know if he's injured or it's some kind of a psychological problem. But he's had 2 failures now on 185.
Lift fail. We are told that Kim has now retired. That's Kim Yong-nam.
น้ำหนักบนเวที 187.5 กิโล
So
กรัม
Kim has decided
187.5 กิโลกรัม
to opt out of the competition. I don't know whether he's injured or... So the 4th place man after the snatch fails to make a total.
Bar is now loaded to 187.5
And we're now looking at the leader after the snatch, the Bulgarian Zlatan Vanev, coming in here with 187.5 kilograms.
ต่อไปนักกีฬาหมายเลข 3 จากประเทศบัลแกเรียยกครั้งที่ 187.5 กิโลกรัม
Zan Zhuang, the world record holder, still waiting in the wings. So this to go into first place. Oof, looks very strong. And that's a good, solid first lift for the Bulgarian.
That is a good lift.
And there's going to be a real competition between this man and the Olympic champion.
For Ergun Batmaz, Turkey, second attempt. Juanwi Wan will follow.
ต่อไปเป็นนักกีฬาหมายเลข 9 เออร์กันบัตมัสจากประเทศตุรกียกครั้งที่ 2 187.5 กิโลกรัม
So Batmaz opened on 180, has decided to jump 7.5 kilos to 187.5. Heavier than the Bulgarian, but this would still put him in second place on the clean and jerk at the moment. Well, didn't look as if he wanted anything to do with that.
No lift. And still 187.5 kilograms. This time for Jianhui Wan.
And then we have a quick glimpse of the Olympic champion still warming up. That was 180 kilos.
ต่อไปนักกีฬาหมายเลข 12 หวังเจียนฮุยจากประเทศ
The man on stage now
ยกครั้งที่ 2 187.5
is
กิโล
the
กรัม
Chinese Snatch world record holder. Already succeeded with 185. Now taking the minimum jump of 2.5 to 187.5 kilograms. Third place after the snatch. And no, doesn't have the leg strength to stand up with that.
Lift fail. Still 187.5 kilograms. This time for Kim Hakbong, Korea. He'll be followed by Juanhui Wan, China.
ต่อไปเป็นนักกีฬาหมายเลข 6 คิมฮักบองจากประเทศสาธารณรัฐเกาหลียก
Again,
ครั้
we're
งที่
looking at the
3
Olympic champion, world record holder, still warming up.
187.5 กิโลกรัม
There's a very unusual style on the jerk. Chooses to dip and squat under the bar rather than splitting
One, China.
the
Third
legs.
attempt.
Very
ต่อไปนักกี
unorthodox,
ฬาหมายเลข
but effective
12 หวังจิน
technique for
หัว
him anyway.
จากประเทศจีน ยกครั้งที่ 3 187.5 กิโล
So
ก
the
รัม
competition starting to become very tactical now. Four men still left in the competition. The Bulgarian, Olympic champion Zan, so just trying to decide who the next lifter is.
Number 9 is retired.
So the bar remaining at 187.5.
One of China.
For January
third
1.
attempt, 187.5. Batmaz has now retired from the competition.
So Batmaz is out of the competition. So we're just left with this man, the Bulgarian Zlatan, and the Olympic champion Zan. So, final attempt on the clean and jerk. Well, Xian Hu Wan, 187.5 kilos. This will put him into second place at the moment. Brings it well. Now the jerk needs to hold, and no. So he has to be satisfied with 185, which gives him a total
น้ำหนักบนเวที
of 340 kilos.
190 กิโลกรัม
And we're now left with just 2 men in this competition. And just not able to recover from that deep split. And we now wonder who is going to be the next man on the platform. It's either going to be Zlatan of Bulgaria or Huanggang from China. Well, Batmaz is sitting there. We were told that he'd retired.
And it's Zukang Zan, China, first attempt.
Which he has. So we're now going to see
ต่อไปเป็นนักกีฬา
the
หมาย
world
เลข
record
5
holder and the
เซียน
Olympic
ซูกัง
champion
จากประเทศจีน เจ้าของสถิติใน
Zhang
เจ้าของสถิติ
coming in
ในท่านี้
on just 5
ยกน้ำหนัก
kilos below the world
190
record.
เป็นครั้งที่ 1
Lifted to follow.
190 kilos.
Bong.
This will put him into the silver medal position. That's a good lift. So he's now in
That was a good lift
second
from
place
current
behind the
world
Bulgarian.
record holder.
They both have the same total at the moment, but the Bulgarian weighed in at 69.7,
Third attempt.
whereas Zan weighed in at 69.95.
ต่อไปเป็นนักกีฬาหมายเลข 6 คิมฮักบองจากประเทศ
So that
สาธารณ
lift
รัฐเกาหลี
secures
ยก
the silver
ครั้งที่
medal.
3 190 กิโลกรัม
Of course, it does put him in the gold medal position on the clean and jerk.
Record, which stands at 195 kilograms.
And of course, this man, who only managed a snatch of 135, is actually right up there on the clean and jerk. And in fact, a success on this will put him in the lead on the clean and jerk by virtue of lighter body weight. So nowhere in the snatch, but really competing with the big boys on the clean and jerk. So this for the lead on the clean and jerk. Can't get anywhere on the total. Needs to stand from that low squat. Now, the jerk. And no. So he finishes
No lift.
น้ำหนั
on
กบนเวที 192.5 กิโลกรัม 192.5 กิโลกรัม
and
The bar is
10.
being loaded to 192.5
Sorry, 320 kilo
for
total.
Zlatan Vanev, Bulgaria, second attempt.
and now the competition gets
ต่อ
interesting
ไปนักกีฬาหมายเลข 3
because it's going to be a real
ซาลชาน Ivanev จากประเทศ
cat
บัล
and
แก
mouse
เรีย
battle
ยก
between
ครั้ง
the
ที่สอง
Bulgarian
192.5 กิโลกรัม
and the Chinaman. So the bar is at 192.5 kilos. So this will put the Bulgarian in the lead on the snatch, clean and jerk, and the total. Already leading on the total, but this will put him back into the lead on the clean and jerk over Zan, the Chinese. Whew, doesn't he look strong? Oh. Well, there it is. 192.5 kilos, just 2.5 kilos below the world record. And the pressure now is back on
Load the bar
Zan.
please to 195.5.
And just look at this lift. Really stands strong from the bottom position.
195.5 กิโลกรัม
Dips and then drives the bar over the head.
195.5 กิโลกรัม
Recovers. So that now
The
means
weight, as far as the competition is
that-
concerned, will be 195 kilograms. But
looks
that is also the world record held by Zan himself.
so. We're now getting
So
a
he's
world
now
record
asking
attempt.
for 0.5, which is the lowest possible weight
Now this
on the bar,
will put
which
the Chinaman Zan. This will put him into the lead on the clean and
จะ
jerk,
ยกที่น้ำหนัก 195.5
but it won't put him in the lead on the overall.
successful, it'll be a new world record.
So this just shows you the level of lifting.
ที่ทำไว้ค่ะ
This is a world record attempt, but it still isn't enough to take the lead on the overall. Cleaned easily. Jerked it, needs to hold and stand. And there it is, a new world record for Zan, the Olympic champion.
Yes, 3 white
And
lines,
still one
a
lift
new
remaining.
World record.
So both
And
these
the bar
lifters,
remains at 195
Zlatan
kilos
and Zan.
for Vanev of Bulgaria for his third attempt.
ต่อไปจะเป็นนักกีฬาหมายเลข
Rather
3
unorthodox
เดนิสจากประเทศบัลแก
squat
เรีย
jerk.
ยกครั้งที่ 3 195 กิโลกรัม
195, the final attempt for Vanev.
So Vanev opting to take 195 for his final attempt. This would leave Zan needing 200 kilos and yet another world record to win the competition. So the competition not really going to be decided until the final attempt. So this to increase the lead. At the moment leading by virtue of lighter body weight. Cleans well. This will be 6 for 6 if he's successful, and he is. So,
Yes, 3 white
a
lines
total of
again.
355 kilograms for
197.5
Zlatan.
197.5 กิโลกรัม
Which gives him a total of 355 kilos.
So there's one lift remaining in this competition,
Only 2.5 below the world
and that
record.
one lift is
197.5
final.
kilos being put on the bar, and of course this will increase the world record which Jan just made.
ต่อไปเป็นนักกีฬาหมายเลข 5
Well, this is interesting because Xian has decided to go for 197.5.
197.5 กิโลกรัม
This will give him the gold medal on the clean and jerk,
And will equal
and will give him a new world record, but he can't win the overall because it will only equal the 3:55 set up by the lighter Zlatan. So he's opting here for another world record and first place on the clean and jerk, but of course the overall has already been won by the Bulgarian. Come on, needs to stand up. Now needs to no, and it's just too heavy. So second place overall, but he can console himself in the knowledge that he has a new world record at 195.5. And the new world champion is the Bulgarian Zlatan Vanev.
เราได้สถิติโลกใหม่ในท่าคลีนแอนด์เจิร์คคือ 195.5 กิโลกรัมค่ะโดยนักกีฬาจากประเทศจีนอีกสักครู่จะเป็น
And the reigning Olympic
มอบเหรียญ
champion
รางวัลค่ะ
second place. So there he is, the new world champion.
ในพิธีอันทรงเกียรตินี้ด้วยนะคะ
So a new world record on the clean and jerk, a new overall world champion. Snatch world record holder Zhang Hu Wan only able to manage third place with a total of 340 kilos.
ได้ให้เป็นเจ้าภาพจัดการแข่งขันครั้งนี้โดยจังหวัดเชียงใหม่ได้ให้ความอนุเคราะห์ทั้งหน่วยราชการ
just the medal ceremonies to go now.
ตลอดจนสถานศึกษาต่างๆภายในจังหวัดเชียงใหม่และขบวนธงที่ท่านได้ชมอยู่นั้น
So 6 good lifts for Zlatan Vanev.
ผู้ชนะเลิศการแข่งขัน
And that last clean and jerk,
วัฒโนไทยพายัพ
leaving you
จังหวัดเชียงใหม่
wondering
ครับ
perhaps he could have done a bit more.
ของท่านผู้อำนวยการอาจารย์พิวันวิบุญสันติได้มอบหมายให้ผู้ควบคุม
World record stands at 357.5 kilos
ได้นำนักเรียน
and is actually held
เชิญธงครั้งนี้
by
ขอเสียงปรบมือให้กับโรงเรียนวัฒโนไทยพายัพจังหวัดเชียงใหม่ด้วยครับ
Would all members, that is, all technical officials who have taken part, please
So we've just got to
meet on
wait
the 11th
now.
of December at 8 p.m. in the Pucom Hotel.
for the
That's a meeting of all the selected officials, referees,
medal ceremony. Of
technical
course, there'll be 3
controllers,
medal
doctors,
ceremonies.
etc. 11th of December,
Snatch,
8 p.m. Pucom Hotel.
which of course goes to Zlatan. And there's confirmation of the results there. First place, the Bulgarian. Second place, the Chinese. Now, although he did clean and jerk 195.5, the 0.5 was not counted in the championships. It was only counted as an individual world record.
ครับอีกสักครู่จะเป็นพิธีมอบเหรียญรางวัลนะครับสำหรับขบวนเชิญเหรียญรางวัลและของที่ระลึกครับ
So we're just waiting for confirmation of the overall results.
ขอไปครับโรงเรียนนวมินทราชูทิศพายัพจังหวัดเชียงใหม่ภายใต้การนำของท่านผู้อำนวยการวิวัฒน์อนิตวัฒน์กุลและอาจารย์ผู้คุมอาจารย์อุดมพร
I
ยง
think we
สุ
can
วรร
bring
ณ
you the medal ceremony.
อาจารย์สุพินอินทารักษ์และอาจารย์พิรวี
And this is a look at the last clean and jerk
มาร่วมใน
of
พิธี
Zlatan,
เชิญเหรียญรางวัลครั้งนี้
195 kilos.
กรองสะบัดชัยได้รับเกียรติจากโรงเรียนหางดงรัตนราชอุปถัมภ์
Good solid
ภาย
attempt.
ใต้การนำของท่านผู้อำนวยการโรงเรียนอาจารย์สิริชัยพติ
There
ย
he
นั
is
นท์
again.
ภายใต้การควบคุมของท่านอาจารย์อรวรรณบุญสิริสุข อาจารย์อัชราลังสรรค์และอาจารย์พัฒนาเลิกสตรีครับ
And there's the jerk results again. The Korean coming in third place with 185, and there's the So,
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention for the victory ceremony.
victory ceremony should be coming now.
75 kilo category.
So first will be the ceremony for the snatch competition, and the ceremony for the clean and jerk, and then for the overall winner. Still got lots to look forward to in the coming days. 7 Olympic champions in
Ladies
all
and gentlemen,
lifting
I
in
will
this
now
competition.
call on Mr. Yanis Skouros, the first Vice President of the International Weightlifting Federation, and Mr. Chakri Ratiantarakaon, an
Final
Executive
total
Board
result
member
confirmation
of
there.
the Thailand Amateur Weightlifters Association, and Mr. Gamil Hanna, President of the African Weightlifting Federation, to present the awards. And the world champion
So,
for men in the 70 kilogram category on the total with 355 kilos from Bulgaria, Zlatan Vanev.
so Vanev, the new world champion in the 70 kilo class, with a total of 355 kilograms. Managed
The
6 for 6
silver
lifts.
medal with a total of 352.5 kilograms from China, Zhang Zukang.
In second place, the Olympic champion,
And the bronze medal with 340 kilos, also from
and in
China,
third place the
Jianhui Wang.
snatch world record holder with a total of 340 kilos.
Please stand for the national anthem of Bulgaria.
So the Bulgarian national anthem. The Bulgarians at one point used to dominate all weight classes. Of course, in the women's weightlifting now, the women hold world records in all classes except the 83 kilogram class, where the records are held by a Turkish girl. But of course, China standing out again, taking 2 of the 3 medals.
And now for the snatch. And the
So that's
world
it.
champion on the snatch.
a new world champion, Zlatan Vanev of Bulgaria. A new world record from the Olympic champion.
Only 2.5 below the world record.